Hello and a very warm welcome. I'm thrilled to guide you on this part of your online learning journey into modern hospitality operations. Now, when you think of a successful hotel, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Probably a big no vacancy sign, right? For most of the industry, that's been the gold standard for years. But today, we're going to challenge that idea. We're going to explore why, in the exclusive world of high-end hospitality, a full house might actually be the wrong goal entirely. This is all about luxury revenue management, and it's where the art of protecting a brand becomes so much more important than just filling rooms. For decades, the entire hotel industry has been absolutely driven by one single number, 100% occupancy. And the logic seems pretty simple. An empty room is revenue you can never get back. So the mission becomes fill every single room, every single night. It's a game of volume, pure and simple. But hang on a second, let's just pause and ask a really important question here. Does a hotel that's packed to the rafters truly feel like a luxury experience? Does the word full really bring to mind words like exclusive, refined, or serene? Probably not. And this right here is the central conflict we're digging into. It's where traditional hotel math crashes right into the promise of luxury. Because in the world of luxury, well, the goalposts are just in a completely different place. We've got to move beyond a pure numbers game. The objective isn't just about maximizing occupancy. It's about crafting an unforgettable experience, protecting a powerful brand, and building long-term value. It's a fundamental shift in mindset. This slide really lays out the two different philosophies perfectly. Over on one side, you have that traditional, volume-driven strategy. It's all about being reactive, it's focused on filling rooms no matter what, and it almost always leads to these damaging race-to-the-bottom price wars. But on the other side, that's the luxury value strategy. This approach is proactive. It's about attracting the right guests, the people who truly appreciate the brand, and it's about protecting the integrity of that brand above all else. And this way of thinking really elevates the role of the revenue leader to something much, much more profound, a brand guardian. See, it's not just about spreadsheets and fancy algorithms anymore. It's about being the strategic protector of the hotel's entire story, its promise, and its hard-won reputation. Every single pricing decision has to be filtered through that lens. Now, to be a truly effective brand guardian, you can't just rely on gut feelings. You need a foundation built on solid analysis and rigor. And that brings us to the first pillar of our strategy, the science of forecasting. This is where we use data to get ahead of the market, not just constantly react to it. The quality of any forecast depends completely on the quality of its inputs. A really powerful forecast isn't just a guess. It's a careful synthesis of information. It looks at historical data to understand things like seasonality and booking windows. It keeps a close eye on live booking patterns for sure. But it also looks outward at economic trends, airline schedules, and, of course, what the competition is up to. So the process is actually pretty clear. By analyzing all of these rich streams of data, revenue managers can start to predict demand with some serious accuracy. And what does that do? It allows them to position their rates with confidence, way before the main booking window even opens, and helps them avoid those last-minute brand-damaging discounts. But here's the thing. Forecasting is only half the story. If it were all just science, a simple algorithm could run a luxury hotel, right? And that brings us to our second, and you could argue even more important pillar, the art of human judgment. Data can tell you what is happening, but it can't always tell you why. And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. The luxury experience is rooted in emotion, in perception, a guest's feeling of exclusivity or the value they place on absolutely impeccable service. Well, you just can't fully capture that in a spreadsheet. Let's look at a classic stressful scenario. So you're holding your rate steady at, let's say, $850 because you're confident in the value you provide. And then, all of a sudden, a key competitor just down the street panics. They drop their price to $600. The data, the algorithms, they might be screaming at you. Match them. Stay competitive. The pressure is just immense. But the luxury response, the brand guardian's response, is to hold the line. Why? Well, because blindly following a competitor into a price war is basically admitting that you're the same as them. It completely undermines the unique story, the incredible service, and the whole experience that justifies your premium in the first place. You're not selling a commodity, you're selling an identity. So how do we actually make sure this strategy works? Well, it can't happen in a vacuum. It just can't. True luxury revenue management is all about unifying the entire hotel operation, making sure that the pricing strategy and the service on the ground are in perfect, seamless harmony. A huge part of this is actively curating the ideal guest mix. It's not just about filling rooms, it's about filling them with the right blend of guests. You want a healthy mix of corporate travelers, leisure guests, and maybe some group business. It creates a vibrant atmosphere, it diversifies your revenue streams, and it makes sure the environment inside the hotel always aligns with the brand promise. And that requires constant collaboration. Revenue strategy has to be informed by marketing and their brand messaging. It has to be connected to sales and their pipeline of potential group business. And most critically, it has to be tied to operations capacity to deliver that flawless service. I mean, a decision to increase occupancy is totally meaningless if the front desk and housekeeping can't maintain those luxury standards. Okay, let's bring this all together. When you combine the science of forecasting with the art of human judgment and you unify it across the entire organization, you're not just setting a price anymore, you are pricing a promise. This all leads to something we call rate integrity. When your pricing is consistent, when it's stable, and when it truly reflects your value, it communicates confidence. Guests learn to trust that the price they pay is fair and it's completely justified by the incredible experience they're about to have. And that trust, that's the bedrock of loyalty. And the payoff for all this hard work is just immense. The outcome of this strategy isn't just about some extra cash in the short term. It's about building lasting, powerful assets. Guest loyalty leads directly to sustainable profitability. Brand integrity gives you a strong, defensible position in the market. And consistently delivering service excellence, that justifies the premium rates you've so carefully guarded. It's a beautiful, virtuous cycle. So we'll end with this one thought. Perhaps the true goal of luxury revenue management was never really about finding the perfect price point. Perhaps it's always been about making sure that every single rate you publish is a direct reflection of a promise of unparalleled quality, of exclusivity, and of a truly unforgettable experience.